Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, the Anime Humble here, coming back at you with part 36 of What If Naruto Was Like Minato, otherwise known as Return of the Flash on Wattpad. And if you want to read the story for yourself, or if you're interested in that, the link in the description will bring you there. Also, there will be another link in the description that will lead you to the Discord server. Join the Discord server. The notifications get put out there whenever I go to record a video or other things or what's going on with me in my hectic life right now. So, yeah, if you're interested in that, join the Discord server. Also, I was basically peer pressured by people around me to make a Twitter. So I've made a Twitter and I also made an Instagram. So I'm going to link those in the description too. You can follow those or whatever if you want. I'm not very active on Twitter. I haven't even tweeted anything. I just made it. And I don't even know what to tweet about. But if you want to help me with that, sure, I guess. But yeah, so I think that's all the links in the description that should bring you to those. So yeah, I'll organize them so you'll know which link brings you where. But yeah, so if you're interested in that, there you go. Also, I just want to address something very, very fast. I'm going to maybe make a video about it. I don't know yet if I feel like it, but I'm going to make a video addressing where I've been and why I haven't been recording videos reading in a couple weeks now, I think. It's been like 20 days or something like that. It's been a couple weeks, and I wanted to apologize for that. Life has been very crazy recently, and, you know, there's been new things going on with me that have been taking my attention away from YouTube and have been drawing my energy somewhere else. So I would like to apologize to you guys for not being consistent, and I hope that you'll bear with me and stick with me as we try to get back to some normalcy and try to get consistent again, because that's what I'm attempting to do. I'm not giving up on this, and I really enjoy it, and I enjoy the comments and just everything. We just hit 1,000. Why would I quit now, you know? So, yeah, I think that's about it. Like, comment, and subscribe. I respond to all comments, heart all comments, and like all comments when I see them, and I genuinely appreciate them. I really do appreciate your guys' comments and your support and just everything. It warms my heart. Also, if you subscribe, please turn on post notifications for me. I'd really appreciate that. I don't really know what the goal is right now. I guess we're trying to get to 1,200, but we're almost there, so I don't know. Maybe 1,500 is the big goal? Who knows, guys? But I really appreciate all of you for subscribing and for enjoying the videos if you do. And if not, I really appreciate you for subscribing anyway, so thank you. But without further ado, this has been your boy, the Anime Humble, and cue the intro, please.
And macho, hold my breath. Smoke fries so fresh to death. Thank God for every breath. Used to know, still I step. Remember duct tape when you get sweat. Halfway right, girl, halfway left. I pray I do my best. I pray that's like my best.
Alright, so with the intro out of the way, let's get right on into the video. Kurama's voice sounded in his head. Those flames represent the part of my chakra that's leaking from your body. In order to not waste it, you must pull it inside of yourself in order to avoid getting exhausted very quickly and maximize your output in your attacks. Naruto mentally nodded and tried to pull in the chakra, but it wasn't as easy. Kurama's chakra was wild and untamed, as opposed to his own, so it was difficult trying to rein it in, but he managed to do it after a lengthy 2 minutes, and could immediately feel the difference. He opened his eyes to observe the changes once more. The flames were no longer leaking for his body, and after he pulled the chakra inside, he felt as though he was a tightly sealed container with high amounts of energy tightly packed inside of him and begging to get out. Alright, how do you go about mastering this form? Kurama grinned. This would be the most entertaining part to watch. Call 2 of your clones to form the group of 40. Don't make your own. I want you to get used to the full power of this form. Naruto nodded and called out to his clones, 2 of which came running over. Now tell them to gather as many pebbles as they can. Naruto relayed the command to his clones, who after 5 minutes had a small mountain of pebbles behind them. Tell them to throw those pebbles at you. Your task is this. You must catch the pebbles without crushing them to dust. Naruto thought Kurama might have been joking at first, but after thinking upon it a bit, he found it logical. In order to get used to a form stronger than your base form, he would have to be able to perform tasks such as these, just like he did in his base form. He instructed the clones to start throwing the pebbles, only by one at first. He would advance to rapid succession later. The first stone that he caught was immediately crushed to dust. Instead of the normal spike of irritation, he barely resisted the urge to snarl. He had forgotten that this form would make him experience heightened emotions. Kurama chuckled. You must also master the same grip you have on your emotions in this form that you have without my chakra. Naruto sighed. This will take a while. Another warning came from Kurama. One last thing, you must realize this form after half an hour for a total of 15 minutes. There is a limit as to how long you can remain in it without getting your muscles damaged by my chakra. Naruto did not protest against that as well, knowing it would be fully true. Another thing that Naruto found out when he released the form was that the utter exhaustion. As soon as he locked the tail of chakra, he almost toppled over in exhaustion. Of course, Kurama didn't even need to explain that. Since the chakra was like a shot of adrenaline, he was bound to get exhausted after it ran out due to the sudden drop in energy. Of course, after 15 minutes, once his chakra was flowing once more and through his body and he wasn't exhausted anymore, he tried again. There was times that chakra still managed to leak out, but Naruto was able to correct it until packing it inside his body became second nature to form it like a second skin. This continued until the sun had completely set. Stars had taken over the sky. Naruto was proud to say that he had progressed to a point where the pebbles were no longer being crushed to dust, but instead tiny pieces that were visible to the naked eye. Not only that, he had grown accustomed to opening the gate of the first tail much faster. Slow progress, but progress all the same. On the other hand, his clones had made remarkable progress. He was finally able to form the Rasengan with one hand. Even though it took him 7 seconds, he had no doubt that by the day after tomorrow, he would have won his bet with Tsunade. Jiraiya walked on into the heart of the town where he happened upon a little bar, and on a stool sat Tsunade. He moved next to her, sitting down and ordering some sake. Nice night, isn't it? Jiraiya prompted some conversation from the woman who seemed content to just ignore him. Say, Jiraiya, what really made you go and seek out Naruto? I thought you were content behind the scenes with him. Jiraiya drank from a cup. Not exactly. You see, I met him when he was young, for he was trying to master fleeing jutsu. Jiraiya recounted the tale of when he met his godson for the first time. After the tale was finished, Tsunade hummed in realization. So you're doing it because he guilt-tripped you. Jiraiya shook his head. No. Well, partly. I failed with my duty as his god's father before. This was the best chance I would ever get to make it up to him. I wasn't about to just let it go. Minato trusted me with his legacy, and your fool of a student just left him without so much as by your leave. Tsunade grunted. No, he did say to treat the boy as a hero, Jiraiya defended. Tsunade dismissively waved a hand. Just empty words. Quite enraged on his behalf, aren't you? Jiraiya teased. Well, his mother and I were friends, weren't we? Certainly we were blood related in a distant sense. He's family. Tsunade mumbled out her excuses. Family, right. Certainly looks like family, Jiraiya agreed. Tsunade glared at Jiraiya. She knew where he was going with that look comment. Oh yes, I did in fact notice the quite resemblance between you and Nawaki, you manipulative a-hole. Guilty as charged, Jiraiya allowed. Blasts from the past all this week, huh? Seems you and Orochimaru are gunning for my weak spots. Bastard actually had his lackey cut open his hand and I froze. Tsunade grumbled. Still got that fear, huh? Too bad. Take it as an omen for whatever Orochimaru has offered you. How do you know he offered me anything? Tsunade demanded with an affront expression. Jiraiya couldn't possibly know what was going through her mind now. She knew Orochimaru was a bastard. Oh, curse word. But when he offered to bring back Dawn and Nawaki, even she had to stumble a bit. Whatever it is, it's serious enough for you to give it thought like this? Otherwise, you wouldn't be sticking around, right? Jiraiya guessed. Though Tsunade gave no appearance of it, just returned to nursing her sake. He knew very well. It's none of my business, and it might be true. But I just want to make one thing clear. If you betray Konoha, I'll kill you myself. He pinned her with a dark look. Intent clear in his eyes, and Tsunade knew he wasn't joking. Tsunade thought back to the time when Naruto had called her trash. She knew exactly where he was coming from. Obviously, they were Kakashi's words, taken from his late comrade Obito. Those who abandoned the rules were trash, but those who abandoned their comrades were worse than trash. And he wasn't wrong at all. After a minute of thinking, she finalized her decision. Jiraiya went back to drinking, not noticing that Tsunade had discreetly slipped a drug into his drink. Alright, guys, so I know this was a little shorter, but we're going to cut right to the little break here so I can go, I don't know. It doesn't matter what I'm going to go do. Listen, drink your water, hydrate yourselves, take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll see you after the break. Deuces. So with the break out of the way, let's get right on back into the video. Naruto's prediction was only partly false. It took him a total of 4 days to form a Rasengan with one hand in an instant. Not only that, but he had mastered it so that he could do it with both hands. In addition, he had managed to learn to master the Kanashibari no Jutsu, temporary paralysis technique, with the help of Jiraiya and his shadow clones. Shadow clones were so awesome. Kanabashiri was a jutsu that physically immobilized targets as though they had been tied down by invisible ropes. However, the jutsu was only as powerful as its user. Naruto, with the help of Jiraiya and Kurama, was able to estimate that he was powerful enough to restrain most Jonins with it. But he would have trouble restraining someone of Jiraiya's power. Jiraiya seemed to have some strange chakra that was powerful enough to counter his own, which was saying something since his chakra was either incredibly dense or filled with a large amount of vitality, as if the norm for most Uzumaki. Anyways, the usual way to use it is physical contact, but Jiraiya proved himself why he was an indisputable spy master, for he taught him how to use the jutsu with just eye contact. It was incredibly difficult to mold and project the chakra through just eye contact, but Naruto's chakra control was refined enough that he was able to master it to that degree, though that took him the whole week to do it. Not that he was complaining. Freezing his enemies was literally nothing more than the glance was bad. I can't say that word. Right now, he was wolfing down a well-deserved meal of ramen from a stand he had found. While it wasn't as good as Ichiraku's, the ramen was all the same. It was ramen all the same. As he was in the process of polishing off his 7th bowl, he sensed a chakra signature coming and immediately knew who it was from. "Fancy seeing you, Shizune-san. How's it going?" Shizune greeted him with a smile. "I'm fine, Naruto-kun. How about you?" Naruto put down the empty bowl with a sigh of satisfaction. "I'm eating a well-deserved 3+3 meal after training." I'm not sure what that means. "You gotta admit, hard work is bitter, but the results of it are just as sweet as sweet, if nothing more. If not more." Okay. Sorry. I'm having a hard time reading right now, apparently. Sorry. Alright, let's continue. Shizune smiled and nodded. "They are, Naruto-kun. I was hoping to talk to you about the bet you made with Tsunade-sama," she requested. Naruto made a contemplative face and stood up. He put some money on the counter and he turned to her. "Let's take a walk." They roamed in the streets with Naruto keeping a constant lookout for eavesdroppers. "So, what did you want to talk about?" "Please drop your bet with Tsunade-sama," she implored. "It's not for her sake, at least for your own life. You see, the necklace that she offered you, it's cursed." An amused smile lit up on his lips. "Cursed, you say? And pray tell how exactly it's cursed." Shizune informed him in a solemn voice. "Whoever received the necklace dies the very next day." Naruto shook his head. "That sounds like a load of... can't say that word." Shizune cried out earnestly. "But it's true! Her own brother and lover both died after receiving that necklace. Please give up the bet." Naruto sighed and turned to her, stopping their little walk. "First of all, I can't do that. Giving up has never been my way of doing things. Secondly, I've already accomplished what I told your master, but seeing we're in quite a busy place right now, the Rasengan will have to wait until later." Shizune wanted to protest more, but seeing the look on Naruto's face, she heaved a heavy sigh. "Very well, if you're so set on it. Tsunade-sama can't be found right now, so it'll be better tomorrow. What will you do now?" Naruto made a thinking face. "I don't know." Then his face lit up with a smile as he turned to her. "How about we go for ice cream? My treat, since I'm feeling really good today." Shizune giggled. "Are you treating me to a date?" Naruto smirked as she hooked her arm around his. "It's not a date for your own sake. Otherwise, I would have to call you a cradle robber." Shizune made a mock affronted face as they set off to get ice cream. After a good night's rest, Naruto was up and fully rested. He cleaned up and dressed up as usual, without his vest or hitayate, as he was about to head to the hot springs for one last time, when Shizune bursted into her room, panting and looking very frantic. "Where is Jiraiya-sama?" she asked, sounding extremely hurried? Hurried. I'm gonna say hurried. Naruto was used to Jiraiya's random disappearance, so he just shrugged. Beats me. What's the matter, though? Orochimaru offered Tsunade-sama something in return for Tsunade-sama's unique self-healing jutsu. I fear she's going to accept the offer. Naruto, we must hurry and stop her. Shizune explained in a rush as she moved to the window. Unique self-healing jutsu. Is that what that seal on her forehead is all about? Naruto wondered as he followed Shizune. His danger sense rang just as she opened the window, and he pulled her back just in time for a kunai to whiz past the spot where she was just a second ago. Shizune yelped as she was pulled back, a hand on her upper back preventing her from falling over on her butt. She looked back to see Naruto's face set in an exasperated expression. However, the confusion that followed soon turned into slight panic as Naruto himself leaned out of the window. Look where you're aiming, you senile, perverted old man! She leaned out of the window herself to see the man she was looking for. Naruto jumped out of the window himself, face frowned in confusion. Who the hell managed to get the jump on you? Jiraiya was panting heavily. His skin was covered with sweat as he gripped onto the window frame like it was the only thing keeping him upright. Damn, Tsunade drugged my drink. The effects will wear off soon, but not soon enough for the fight. Naruto, can I count on you to help out with this? Jiraiya grounded out, looking at the blonde. Naruto nodded as he passed a jug of water to the man. Jiraiya gratefully nodded at him and chugged down the whole thing within a minute. He sighed a sigh of relief, muttering, "That's better." However, Naruto still hadn't dropped his guard. He was sensing a highly suppressed chakra signature on a few rooftops away, and it seemed to be slightly familiar, with that feeling of snake coating from it. Without any warning, he threw 3 shuriken in the air, which looped midair to converge on the position of the spy. All 3 of them spotted a slight movement as the spy fled away, quickly. Shizune asked, "Who is that?" Naruto muttered as he walked to his backpack. Whoever it was, I have a feeling we'll be seeing him soon enough. He took out his titayate, taking off the sash and wrapping a headband back on his head. He didn't have to take off his jacket and switch it with the vest. Shizune and Jiraiya were ready to go. Even if the latter hadn't fully recovered, he gave a nod of approval for shooing away the spy. "Let's go," she said as she jumped out of the window. Naruto and Jiraiya easily followed suit. They spotted a faint dust cloud in the distance and were able to hear the low, thunderous noise of something getting smashed. They all arrived at the open field with Shizune sighing in relief and Jiraiya grinning. Whatever Orochimaru had offered Tsunade, she refused. Running a little further, they arrived at the fight. They weren't surprised to see Orochimaru and Tsunade fighting. The former's hands looked as if nothing happened to them, but Naruto narrowed his eyes as he spotted Kabuto. He called out to the traitor, "Kabuto! You were the one who was spying on us, weren't you?" "Indeed, Naruto-kun. You must be an accomplished sensor if you managed to sense me, for I was highly suppressing my chakra." Kabuto admitted with a chuckle. "Enough of this," Tsunade spat, flying forward to smash a fist into Kabuto's face. Kabuto smirked, and with his chakra scalpel in hand, sliced a large cut across her palm. Right in front of Tsunade's face, the woman automatically froze, eyes wide and body trembling minutely. And with that, that's where we're going to end this part off. A little cliffhanger for you guys, so you come back to the next one, hopefully. Please. Just joking. Sort of. Maybe not. Listen, guys. First and foremost, I'd like to apologize for not posting over the last couple weeks, and sorry for not recording one of these videos. I've posted a little bit here and there, but nothing like a reading of this. So I'm sorry, and I'm going to try to get back into normalcy and get back into some sort of consistency with future videos, but, first and foremost, just like to apologize. Secondly, link in the description will go to my Discord, Twitter, the story, and the Instagram that I made. These 2 social media platforms are new, but the Discord is not new. It's been set up. So if you want to join the Discord server, that's probably still going to be the best way to reach me. But if you're interested in following me on the socials, sure. I encourage it. So yeah, those links in the description will also be separated, so you'll be able to figure out which one goes to where, so no confusion there. And without further ado, like, comment, and subscribe. I respond to all comments, heart all comments, like all comments, and I genuinely appreciate them. And when I see them, I try to respond immediately. If not, that means something's going on. Obviously, I'm human too. So, yeah. So, without further ado, this is your boy, the Anime Ambu, and I am out. Deuces.